Hello YouTube, welcome to Sunday in the shop. It is like a brisk 55 degrees if it's ever got there. Today's Saturday and we have a chance of rain coming in again this afternoon evening, and I do believe we will get rain by looking at the radar. Okay, this leftover piece, that GS nylon, the big name with the molly stuff in it, swirled stuff. I did want to curve this where it was chucked in the chuck of the lathe. So it's just going to stay straight for now. This was all done freehanded with some homemade bits like you'd use on a wood lathe. Had like a real coarse round file, like a rasp file that I did these grooves with. And then I did the dip down in here and that and chamfered that. Okay, to make the hole, I had a pilot hole for the dead center. So I just went in about this far, about an inch, more than an inch with a 1/4 inch drill bit, and come back with a 5/16 because it's tapered. That way you've got a skinnier hole here, wider here. Then you could take a 1/4 inch and waller it out like on wood, and then slam it down on the desk or something to get it on there. It'll stay on there permanently. There is a spot of rust on this. Boy, I kind of see that. Terrible tool maintenance. These are my Husky files I've had for several years. They get dirty, they get filled up. I do have my brush, file card, some people call it. I do take pretty good care of them. You can see they are pretty clean. You're going to get some aluminum. I use aluminum. You're going to get some stuff stuck in there. Someday I'm going to I actually take a sewing needle. I've done it before and pecked out aluminum. So there's that. Okay. Just thought I'd show that. I'll snap a photo of that. So we'll go on to the next thing. We're going to go into some great detail about this bit. I didn't want to make a video of it. This is that bit, and I'll insert some pictures there somewhere what it looked like before. It was the full width out here. So we're going to get nice up close personal and show you what I've done to this bit to modify it. So stay tuned. Okay, let's get up close and personal. I need one thing to reach for. On one of our microfiber cleaning cloths. It is an icer blue. This camera mutes the color down. It could be the LED light too. It's trying to come up to what it should be. I have so much trouble with lighting in here. It's been so dark in winter time. The sun's not out enough. The sun's not quite shining the windows yet, but as you can see, we'll turn this around so you can read it. If you can. I don't think you can. My golly, the camera's blowing out. We got all day at Sunday in the shop. Anyway, high speed steel, 1/4 inch by 2.5 inches long. So, there. Okay. I will insert some pictures, might be, well, probably at the end of the video. This was full height right here. Get your pointer. And my diamond wheel is kind of a tapered wheel. So it comes out to point like this, and it kind of has a dish in it. And that's the best one to grind bits on, because my flat one, let me get it. The other one's put away somewhere. My flat one, I just can't do what I want with it. Okay? If I could find the other one, I'll show you what I mean. Not the stall here because of the sun, but I need to be better prepared. Okay, see how this is made? It's kind of dished in. So, when I ground these angles, it was kind of, had a funky, came down, and kind of curved over. You'll kind of see it in the picture if you remember the video of it. Okay, here's the purpose of this bit. I went through it before. Let's get back here like this. Somebody might want to make these. So I could put a link to the video, but if you go to Ox Tool Co., Ox Tool, NCO, Tom Lipton, Just type in lathe bits in the search box for his channel. You will find this. It's probably what it's like. He's got like 4 or 5 episodes of just making some bits. This is supposed to be a perfect 90 degree, okay? Compared to here, we don't want to get in with all the parallel, perpendicular, all them big words. But you know what I mean. So it's not exact. I mean, you turn it. It's close. You see where the edges are shiny? That's from honing it on 1000 grit sandpaper on a little flat, something flat. I actually use a cutter blade. So that's honed. As you can see, that's like that. The same way with these sides, which you're probably not going to be able to see. You kind of see where it changes up in there? That's honed. You have to hone these bits. And like I said, where the leading edge comes in, I kind of go like this and kind of round it, because you do not want a needle sharp point out there. Okay, here's the purpose of this bit. Excuse my grungy hands. I was even picking up garbage to get the stove going this morning. This you can face with, or this way when I had it turned like this on aluminum. So you can face with this, okay. Do turning with this, and then you want to chamfer, deburr the edge, like say you had something with a hole in it, like you're making like a piece of pipe. You come out and deburr it there. You can also come in and use this to start before you use your cutoff blade and give it that little chamfer there, but then cut off with your cutoff blade going in. Okay, before you have to change the tool bit. This is all designed to keep you from having to change bits so much. Take my glasses off. I'm so close to camera, the bifocals don't work. Okay, I modified this. See where I brought this angle back here? I made this into a surface that I can actually turn and do something with. See that? Where I brought this back. Okay, and there's another reason for it. Just like this to clearance. See if I can roll this over. See what this I did? I just done this on my flat diamond wheel. Diamond wheel works really good. If you get these, even use them in a drill, it's better if you can control the speed. I gave $10 to these several years ago, and they're really not wore out yet. One of these, see where the diamond's missing? It came that way, so I did not ruin it. But $10 for the set, Harbor Freight, not to plug any of their products. See where that's rolled over? Rolled over here. Now this is really thin. I got kind of carried away, but I only use on small stuff. You ain't gonna stick this on nothing big. This is for aluminum brass. This is the type of bits I made when I'm making plumb bobs and stuff. Like the carbide, end of the carbide drill that I brazed into the thing and made my boring bar in the last video when I bored the hole. That's the purpose I modified this, okay? I don't know if this is gonna show up, but you need clearance down here when you go into something with a boring bit. You have to have clearance down here so you don't hit the circle. I think we're explaining this pretty good enough. So now this is a 1/4 inch hole in here. So see how you get that clearance. I will experiment and see I can wobble it back and forth. Because you don't want to go and try to make the hole bigger than this. You're just going to jam it. You're just going to make like a funnel. It's not going to work. Believe me, I tried it. I thought, well, I could cut a little bit like a funnel. And no, it didn't work that way. That's about it for explaining this. So I really got carried away how I made this thing smaller. But like I said, those diamond wheels will eat this metal up quicker than what you think. And use your bare fingers. Keep your fingers right out there when that feels hot. Get you some ice water. I had ice cold water from sitting down there shop. Get you some ice water in a little can or cup. Keep dunking it. And wear a mask. Besides a goggle, you might want to wear a respirator mask. I had a fan blowing the dust away. And believe me, I can show you one thing that the dust is on, the metal dust. If this will show up. This is like 2 feet away. See that? That's the metal dust. You don't want to breathe that. Wear full goggles. Goggles that cover your eyes. Don't get that dust in your eyes out. It's very abrasive. I've had that in my eyes before. It'll eat the lens of your eyeball up. Anyway, enough of that. We might as well show this. I made this a long time ago and never made the set screw. This was made on the nano lathe. I did all the measuring and figuring. I had the belt, how wide the belt is on the top, okay, how wide the belt is on the bottom. I had another pulley to go by, how deep it's going to be. So what I did is this distance here, this width, I went all the way down, and I had green Sharpie marker on here. I have the video out there posted. You'd have to dig through my channel through the nano lathe. So you will see the lines here and here where I went all the way in on the full depth, okay, to do this groove. Then I had a bit ground just right and had my compound at the right angle to do a taper. And I came in here, which still had to kind of fidget, and I made this taper coming in here. Whatever you call this degrees, where this angle's down. I got the belt to ride just right. You don't want the inside of your belt to ride here, it'll slip. You don't want to stick out too high, it won't grab enough of the side of it. So, this was made for a sewing machine motor. I just had to put the set screw in it. I might have broke the tap. See that leftover epoxy? Another thing. This was epoxied onto a shaft. To get this off, I had to warm it up a little bit. Probably used the propane torch a little bit. I had it on the vise and I had to pound that shaft back out. I had epoxy on a 1/4-inch shaft, so I had it between centers. Okay, that worked really good for a little home machinist, but it is a good pulley. I've had it on the motor before. I've looked at and studied it. It is pretty well made, balanced. This is when I was really in my prime of doing this. I gave it a lot of extra room here for the set screw. And this was going to be for a project it's never ever gotten used. So I just keep it here. Someday I'll find another sewing machine motor. And I do have another belt like on my nano lathe. And I have to find one more pulley, or I probably could make a pulley. It's a lot of work though. But we'll take a break. We've talked a long time so far here. Boy, 9 minutes without a break. Let's take a break. We'll bring back like one more little thing or so before we're done. Okay, one more thing before I go. This is part of a masonry bit. So it's ever on there, cobalt, whatever, carbide, I'd say carbide, is on the end of a masonry bit. And this had a trough ground in here, see the brazing, where that piece was stuck in there. So it was like one side of the tip of the drill bit. So I can't really explain to you how I did it. I just know that's what it came off of. But see how the clearance is on there? You go into something round. See the clearance you have? That's what I used the other day to make the antenna part. Back over here. So I have videos on this. If you really want to see the nano lathe, it's been like back 5 years ago, 6 years ago when I first got that thing. But there you go, one last little thing before I go. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next week.